How are you?
I'm doing well, thank you. We're going to go ahead and start with Andrew Greif.
Doc, with this last week of seeding games, just curious about what are your priorities? What do you want to see most in terms of whether that means resting players or et cetera? Just what do you want most out of this last week?
Health. I would say health, and then, again, Andrew, I know it's a boring answer, but continuity as much as we can get it. It'd be nice to have as many of our guys, even if it's not in the games, but in some of our practices.
We'll move over to Ohm. You can go ahead, Ohm.
Hey, Doc. You've mentioned how real life has kind of impacted players and the NBA was starting to see it. I was wondering, in your experience, when you've had players deal with grief, what kind of impact does it have on the team? Can it bring them closer together?
Yeah, it can do. It always does that. It's never a negative thing. I can tell you that. I mean, the only negative part of it is the grief part that the individual player is going through. But close teams always come together in these moments, and it's great to have. When Trez gets back, you'll see some of that here as well.
Great. Move over to Tomer.
Hey, Doc. Obviously, Trez is a very important part of your team and crucial to what you guys do. But you guys have found a good, sort of lineup with Zoo and Jamichael at the small ball 5 with the second unit. I'm curious, how do you plan to incorporate Trez? Is it going to be a little different, do you think, because of the way guys have played so far, or what do you think?
No, Trez is possibly the 6th Man of the Year award winner, So when Trez gets back, we're throwing Trez right back out there.
We'll move over to Shane. You can go ahead, Shane.
Hey, Doc. Good afternoon. I'm just wondering, all year, what have Kawhi's leadership qualities been like, and particularly the last few weeks down in the bubble as a leader?
It's really, his leadership is by example. He obviously talks a lot on defense, does a lot of things there, but I just think his work ethic, the way he approaches the game and how businesslike he is, gives your team a calm almost. And I think that's been very effective.
Move over to Miriam.
Hey, Doc. Hope you're doing well. Hey, a question sort of on conversations about social justice. Obviously, certainly outwardly, the conversation has grown. But I wonder, in your time in the game, have teams internally, are they talking about politics and social issues more in locker rooms than when you were a player, when you started coaching?
Yeah, it's always hot times. There are certain times when I was a player where something happened that the conversation came up and then it usually faded away. I think this one is here to stay, hopefully. But there's so many more players involved now than ever before. There's so many of our young players speaking out, taking leadership roles. We just what gives me a lot of hope is that it is the players. Us coaches are always involved for the most part, and we're doing our thing and we're trying to educate our guys as much as possible. But I think what's been more impressive in this one is how willing the players not only want to get involved, but they want to lead. And if we're talking our future, our young people are our future. And the fact that they want to lead now has been very impressive.
We have time for a couple more. We'll go to Cameron.
Hey, Coach. Good afternoon over there. Looking forward into the kind of the playoffs. You admitted it looks like you guys are really pegged for the Mavericks, facing the Mavericks once the playoffs get started. You admitted as much a couple days ago. How soon does the Magic or the Mavericks come into your practice? How soon do you start practicing for the Magic, or are you still just trying to develop that continuity as you mentioned a moment ago?
I think that'll come right when we know it's officially them. Things can change drastically over these next 2 games. So we're not focused on anybody but the next game right now.
And we'll take one last one from Jovan.
Hey, Doc. Assuming Trez passes his 4-day quarantine, can we expect him to play on Friday? And what is the value in getting him as many reps as possible, I guess, as soon as possible with the playoffs, less than a week away?
Not as much as about Trez, it's about our team. It would be nice to kind of have our normal rotation at least one time in the bubble. We have to be the only team that has not had their normal rotation one game this entire bubble stretch. So it's been tough in that way, but hopefully we can get it for one game.
Great. Thanks so much, Doc. Have a great day.
All right, thanks. Thanks, guys.
That'll be it for today, guys. Thank you so much for joining.